Niners mind, or how did the players feel about the way it came down with Trey Lance? Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if the players don't think Trey Lance was done right, then maybe that does have an effect on the team. I have no doubt about that. Now, maybe the players are like, look, it's a business. We didn't bat an eye.
He had his chance. He got hurt.
How do the players feel about Bosa's holdout? Who knows?
Well, you don't talk about other players' money.
No, but that does not. You don't in the press. You do to your friends. How do we know? Maybe the players feel like Bosa's asking for too much. Maybe the players feel like the organization isn't giving him what he deserves. Those are the things. Those are the only things that, to me, are relevant in terms of affecting the team.
Yeah, it's interesting we take that call, and I got to read this to you because it's not many of these. To me, this, a lot of people with this sentiment about the Niners season. From the 925 Steiny, the Niners missed their window. Going to be the most disappointing team in the league. D-line and O-line is thin. Quarterback is questionable. Kicking problem. This has disaster written all over it. Well, that would be a nightmare for Kyle.
Be a nightmare for 49er fans.
Oh, my gosh.
But, look, injuries have derailed a lot of seasons, especially in the NFL.
But they have lost some depth on the D-line, so that's not due to injuries, Donnie. That's due to now you got to start paying people. And the little cloud over our Brandon Ayuk and what's he going to get paid? I know it's next season, but if he has a breakout year like I expect him or another good year, I told Evan during the breaks, Donnie, I was waiting for you to react. I believe Ayuk could go somewhere and be a number one. That's how much I think of him and his route running and his catch radius.
People on the text line are saying they added Hargrave on that defensive line.
Okay, but you're top heavy. So it's just Bosa, Hargrave. Guys tire. Hargrave doesn't play every down like Bosa. Bosa plays more downs, I believe, than Hargrave. But Hargrave, had a more talented D-line, other guys that could go get it. So we'll see how it plays out, man. Question is,
are you more, as what happened so far in training camp impacted the way you're looking at this year? You might be like, what are you talking about, Steiny? Well, the Trey Lance trade, Bosa holding out, the kicker issue.
How would you answer that? Because I'm going to say
I'm a little less optimistic. If I were a 49er fan,
wow,
I'm just a hair less optimistic. And it doesn't matter that I still think, like, if I'm a 49er fan, I'm thinking we're going to be good this year. But I am also saying, training camp could have gone a little better.
But Brock Purdy just coming into camp is a part of that too, right?
The negative.
No, the pressure of him living up to what he has been. So if you put that in the pot of all the stuff that you itemize about what's happening in training camp, and then you said just a hair, but the Brock Purdy thing supersedes everything to me, his health in camp, and can he be effective as he was? That mixture can be combustible.
Yeah, I'm just looking at I'm assuming Purdy's healthy. So
now is he good, healthy?
Well, I don't know. I'm just assuming Purdy, I'm just saying what happened. Like, Purdy looks like he's Purdy. So I'm just talking about all the stuff that's happened in camp this year. Like, unless you're telling me Purdy hasn't looked good, well, then that is something I put into the equation.
But great.
Let's go to Bay Rob. What's up, Bay Rob? How you doing, man?
What's up, Steiny and Goo?
Hey, what's up, baby?
Out here on the grind, getting ready. My suitcase by the door, Steiny and Goo, ready to go to this Pittsburgh and Niner game. I'm counting down, baby. But far as Shanahan, you know what I'm saying? Shanahan doing good, even though I criticize him heavy because we spoil 49er fans, man. We used to win in championships. Harbaugh kind of like let us down, but he did get us there. Every year we've been in the playoffs damn near with Harbaugh and Shanahan. So we got to look at that. We could be in worse situations than what we are as far as with coaching and all that. It get kind of shaky here and there, but he normally works it out. But as far as draft picking and all that and quarterbacks, he needs to let that one go, bro. Because, I feel bad for Trey, but Trey was already behind the ball as it was. You know what I'm saying? Playing a year and a half in college. You know what I'm saying? Shanahan should have known better than that. We could have took a Justin Fields we could have went another route of a player that went 4 years. Lucky he had in his mind to even draft Purdy at the end, which was a good thing. So we got something good out of it. But overall, he needs to stay away from that draft pick and stuff. But as a coach, he also got to learn some more, too. You know what I'm saying? As far as his coaching situation, his play calling is phenomenal. Sometimes it get kind of crazy. We wonder what he's doing. But, you know what I'm saying? Overall coaching, he needs to work on that, man. Like game situational stuff, knowing what to do and where to go with it. But other than that, you know, I ain't got too many complaints about him. I just get frustrated with him sometimes, and I'm quite sure we all do because we spoil, you know what, 49er fans. So that's all that boils down to. But he do needs to win a championship, guys.
Enjoy your trip.
Yeah, thanks, Bay Rob. Appreciate it.
You know what I just thought about, Steiny? I'm sitting here looking at Kyle Shanahan through the prism of it ain't been like this in a long time, and I'm about to bring up a guy you're not too fond of, but Jim Harbaugh, on the field, took this team to 3 NFC championship games and almost won a Super Bowl. It's almost identical to Kyle. 3 NFC championships and a Super Bowl that they should have won. And I forget that the Niners fans have tasted that air. Like, we forget about Harbaugh, but Steiny, he had this place, the Bay Area, 49er football in a good situation, and we saw how it ended. But you would have thought, oh, boy, they're destined. They're going to get through. And then stuff went on behind the scenes, and he's out of here. So that just speaks to, you know, again, it looks good now for Kyle, but the stuff you hit me with, Goo, you said, Goo, we didn't know stuff was going on with the Warriors until afterwards. And I go, you are right. So I'm just – that's a trip. Harbaugh went to a Super Bowl, 3 NFC championships, and Kyle's done that. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in regard to the guys respect him, but we won't really know until that day does come.
I mean, I think the Shanahan. Look, Harbaugh's last year they were 7-4. They lost 4 out of the last 5 games.
Bad. Yeah,
and I get it. Everybody took Jim Harbaugh's side against Jed York, but that's on Jim Harbaugh. That team fell apart under Jim Harbaugh.
Man.
Jim Harbaugh lost that team, or they lost him. Could it happen to the 49ers? No, I don't. Not this year. It's not going to happen because it doesn't seem to me like Kyle and Jed York are nearly as shaky as Harbaugh and Jed York. You know, Kyle Shanahan may not have the greatest people skills, but they're 52 times better than Jim Harbaugh's. And that's probably one of the reasons Jed York is way more comfortable with him. Drop of the hat, Matt. What's up, Drop of the hat?
Hey, Steiny Guru, how y'all doing, man?
Hey.
Doing well.
It's been a minute since I called, but you know, it's getting, the heat is getting hot. You know what I mean, with the season coming up. But yeah, Shanahan is a real good coach, and he has a system, and he do need to win a good one. I kind of agree with Bay Rob for the most part. You know, he still got a lot to learn. Situations, you know, what I mean, calling players and this and that. You know what I mean, and challenging certain flags. But anyway, with the Lance thing, I still believe Shanahan guy was more somebody that was a point guard that can, you know, get the ball where he needs to go to certain his playmakers. Right? I think Mac Jones was the player he wanted, but unfortunately, they traded up with the 3 picks, so they was kind of like, "Now we can't get Mac Jones with the 3 picks." So they did a really bad job evaluating. I kind of believe that Trey Lance bet on himself, and he put himself out there in a way where there wasn't a lot of tape on him because with the COVID. You know, you didn't know too much about Trey, and the pro day didn't look good. I remember watching the pro day, and he had his slow motion wasn't good. I don't know why I picked Trey, but it was a bad pick. Trey was never, and I don't feel bad. I don't see a lot of people feel bad for Trey. Trey got his money.
Right.
Trey just wasn't prepared like he should have, because it was not Shanahan's fault that you didn't pick up the offense. You didn't study. You was the first one in the building and the last one out the building. You know what I mean? So, and then we kind of like threw Jimmy Garoppolo under the bus, and Jimmy was a winner. You know what I mean? Jimmy got treated like a real bad person. A lot of people don't realize I think Jimmy saved Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan's job for at least because they won because of him. No matter you have a roster as good as they have, you still need a quarterback to win. And every time Jimmy got hurt, they lost. They got hurt one time, they ended up getting both. So a lot of people forget that Jimmy has a lot of tie in with the organization with the Kyle and Shanahan. You got the John Lynch dynasty, or at least their regime. You know what I mean? So a lot of people forgot how good Jimmy was. You know what I mean?
Well, and the other thing Jimmy had the respect of his teammates. There's no doubt. And again, does it matter? I don't know. It could matter. But if the 49er players think that, you know what, Kyle didn't do Garoppolo right. If the 49er players believe what Jimmy Garoppolo said, which is this.
What did you make of the Trey Lance trade to Dallas?
Weird situation. Been a lot of weird situations over there in San Francisco. Leave it at that. But I'm happy Trey got another shot, man.
How do you think San Francisco's handled those quarterback situations?
Oh boy. How do you think they've handled them?
I think it's been messy. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Oh, my God. Hearing it again, Steiny.
So that was Jimmy Garoppolo on with the Sports Illustrated. And that's again, I'm not saying it's gonna, but that's the kind of thing that could derail a season, is if the players inside the 49ers locker room starting to believe, you know what, this thing's a mess at quarterback.
And
this thing's a mess at quarterback. If Brock Purdy either struggles or gets hurt and then Darnold comes in, if the quarterback position ends up hurting the 49ers, then I do think the team might start asking the same kind of questions that Garoppolo just asked. How do you think they're handling it?
And you know what, Steiny? You said this the first time you heard it. I'm being so honest with you guys. Me hearing that again, there's no doubt that he knows other players for this organization feel that way towards Kyle. And there was just a comfort level of him throwing digs and shade at what's going on here. He said there's a lot. If you didn't hear weird stuff going on, that was wow. So for you to say, hey, Goo, he might not be the only player and there's some still here. I'm sure he's gone to dinner. He's gone to a movie, played football with some of his former teammates, but that is interesting.
It is.
Wow.
It is. But isn't Jimmy Garoppolo just confirming what we all knew? That he and Kyle Shanahan the last couple of years weren't on the same page. They didn't see eye to eye. To me, what Jimmy Garoppolo is saying there, first and foremost, is I'm still kind of mad they drafted Trey Lance when I was the quarterback. There's no doubt Jimmy Garoppolo's got a right to feel like he wasn't handled right by Kyle Shanahan. That's what he's saying. The question is it an isolated case?
Does Trey feel that way? How can one blossom in a weird environment?
Who knows? Maybe Trey will say something today where...
Oh, he liked to tweet. Did you hear that?
He'll echo what Garoppolo said. No, I didn't.
Help me out, Evan. I forget the account. Tweeted that the Niners gave up on Trey for a veteran in the league for 7 years, Brandon Allen, and Trey liked it. So, now it's all about the sublime. So he that's probably why he wanted up out of here.